We look at the third type of motion. We have circular motion. Circular motion is the type of motion demonstrated by a body in a cyclic path or in a cycle. So in circular motion, the body moves in a cyclic path or in a curved path this way. Okay, so this, whenever a body moves in this particular cyclic path or in a cycle, then that body is demonstrating a circular motion. And what we are supposed to get here clear is that when a body is undergoing a circular motion, the center of the body and the body itself do not coincide. That's what we're supposed to get clear here. Examples of circular motion is a car negotiating a curve. So when a car is negotiating a curve or is bending a curve, it will have this kind of trajectory or this kind of curvature. When it is negotiating a curve, you see all these things. Another example is the earth moving around the sun. The earth moving around the sun is an example of circular motion. A car moving around a runabout. So when there's a runabout and the car is moving around the runabout, so if we consider here as a runabout, when the car is moving around the runabout this way, it is undergoing a circular motion since we can see a curved path or a circular path. Another is a stone tied to a rope and whirled around. A stone tied to a rope and whirled around. So having this bulb here tied to this thread and whirled around this way, you see, this kind of motion being demonstrated here is an example of circular motion because we are seeing a curved path that the body exhibits, or it moves through a circular path, as we can see. We have several examples of circular motion. So let's look at rotational motion or spin motion. It's also a type of motion that a body demonstrates when the body moves along a spin or rotates on its own axis. So this is the type of motion demonstrated by a body when it rotates about its own axis. That is rotational motion. So there will always be an axis, or there's always an axis for which the body moves. Example of such is the rotation of the earth about its axis. The rotation of the earth about its axis. So when rotation of the earth takes place, we should expect day and night. So the earth rotates on its own axis. So this is also an example of spin motion or rotational motion. This is the axis. So when the body is moving this way, it's rotating on an axis. So any body that rotates must always have an axis of rotation. So you can see the movement of the wheel of a car or a motorbike, as you can see it being demonstrated here, is an example of spin or rotational motion. Another example of a spin motion or rotational motion is the rotation of the electrons about its own axis. The rotation of electron about its own axis is an example of spin motion. Let's look at the last one, random motion. Random motion is the haphazard or non-directional type of motion exhibited by a body. In random motion, the body has no specific direction of movement. It moves haphazardly or it is non-directional. Example of such motion is the movement of a drunken man staggering about. So when someone is drunk to stupor, the person begins to stagger, move up and down, move this way. So it is random, it is non-directional. The person doesn't have a specific direction. Another example of random motion is the movement of gas molecules. So how gas molecules move in space is random. It is non-uniform, it is non-directional, they move in a haphazard way. An ant searching for food is also an example of random motion because the ants have no specific direction. You see them on the floor moving to directions anywhere at all they prefer to be able to get their food. Even athletes running haphazardly or footballers playing on a football field. The ball will move to this side. Another time you see the player running to the other side. It is non-directional. All this type of motion is an example of random motion. Now we have known what motion is. We have also seen the types of motion. Thank you very much.